Hello, and thank you for coming to the McWaters Effect. I'm your host, Matt, and today I'm looking at the Gateway Pundit. But first, I need you to hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Now let's take a look at this news article. Hundreds of supporters greet President Trump and Governor Abbott at the U.S. southern border in Rio Grande Valley. Hundreds of supporters greeted President Donald Trump and Texas Governor Greg Abbott Wednesday during their trip to the U.S. southern border in Texas. And here's a tweet here. Just off the Edinburgh Airport exit, the street is full of what looks like hundreds of Trump supporters. As soon as you get off the exit, it starts. There's country music, large trucks, and flags with blue stripes. Lots of Monica de la Cruz posters as well. And there's a video here. We'll go ahead and watch it. The two leaders gave a press conference in front of an unfinished section of the Trump border wall in the Rio Grande Valley. Joe Biden shut down the construction of the wall and opened the border to illegals on his first day in office. The Biden border crisis is unprecedented. Here's another tweet from Texas Border Business. Governor Abbott hosts 45th President Donald J. Trump for border security briefing. Border wall tour in Rio Grande Valley. Here's President Trump's reception at the southern border today.
And let me tell you who's trying to help stop it. And he is, however, we need to recognize somebody else who's trying to stop it. And that is the men and women who serve in the Texas legislature. Thank you all for what you do, because here's what they did. They appropriated more than $1 billion for Texas to step up and do the federal government's job and to secure the border. And then on top of that, there was an additional appropriation of almost $250 million for Texas to begin building the Texas border wall. And that process has already begun. We've already begun clearing out land, acquiring land, and we're going to begin the process of putting the border wall up, just like President Trump did, just like what President Biden should be doing. But let me go back to one final point. We need to emphasize exactly why we're doing this. We're doing this because our fellow Texans and our fellow Americans, they're being threatened every single day. I've talked to people from in this region all the way up to Del Rio. Their lives and their property and their families are being overrun with the people who are coming across the border. I cannot tell you the number of people who have told me that they've had guns brandished in their faces. Their children live in fear about just playing in their own yard. Neighborhoods are overrun. Property is being broken into. Ranches are being destroyed. And the federal government and the Biden administration does not care about it. As a result, Texas has to step up and protect the safety of our fellow Texans, and we will continue to do so. But we know that the person who led the charge to get us here in the first place, a person who loves Texans, who loves America, and he puts Texans and Americans first, and that is the man who began to build the wall, the man who did more to secure the border than anybody and any president ever has, and that is President Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, Greg. Well, I want to thank you. What a great partner you've been for 4 years, and we worked together. I endorsed you last week very strongly. I say complete and total. I gave him a complete and total endorsement, and I'm glad to see that you went up like a rocket ship. You were up high anyway, but now you're really high. And I guess a lot of people that were thinking about running, they say, we're never going to beat this guy. And they shouldn't be able to beat you. You've done a great job, and it's an honor to be with you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, guys, that's the end of the video and end of the article, and I think this is good news. You're having the Texas governor talking about Congress in Texas has appropriated $250 million to finish the wall in Texas. Now, I see the Biden administration trying to sue Texas and keep them from doing it, but they're not going to win. States' rights, that's going to help Texas win that lawsuit when it happens. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to happen. And then the policies of Biden, the only reason they want that border open is because they want those votes. That is the only reason. And a lot of Republicans want it because they see cheap labor involved in it. It'll also keep wages down. And that's the reason when Trump was in office, when he shut down that border and made that deal with Mexico for stay in Mexico, that's the reason you saw wages in the United States go up for the first time compared to inflation. Any other time, most time inflation's going up and everybody's wages have to go up a little bit with it to keep up. This time, when Trump was in office, wages went up without inflation going up. First time we've seen that in the last, 60 years? That's a great accomplishment for Donald Trump. And also, that's also a perfect example of why the border needs to be shut down. I'm fine with immigrants coming to the United States, but they need to come here legally and follow the laws of the United States. And not only that, we know who's coming here at that point if we get everybody that wants to come, fill out paperwork, know who they are, know if they're a criminal in the country they're coming from, because if they are, they can stay there. But if they're coming here to get away from oppression in their country or trying to do better for their family, that would be great for them to come to the United States. But guys, that's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Peace.